guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, the place to be for coaches, experts and entrepreneurs, as well as those of you who want to take control of your growth journey and manifest your best life. Don't forget to hit subscribe on this channel and like this video so that you get notified every time I bring you guys a juicy bit of content that will support you on your personal, career and business development. And also, don't forget to check out the resources below that are going to be all guided towards supporting you even further on this topic. For today's video, I want to share with you exactly what it takes to successfully start your life coaching business and also what it takes to really stand out. The industry is saturated, but it's a good thing that it's saturated. It means that the demand is there. We know that people are seeing getting a mentor or a coach not as a form of luxury anymore, but a form of necessity. And that's why there has never been a better time for you to start your coaching business. Now, I have worked with thousands of women across my programs, my courses, my one-to-one mentoring, and the courses that we offer at Get Lit Inc. 90% of these women, we've helped them build their business from scratch. And I watch what all of them do. I take note of everything that my clients do, what we see, where we see people excel from our programs as opposed to the ones that don't. And I've really taken account for what it really truly takes to thrive in this coaching industry. And it's super daunting. It's super daunting to get started because there's so much to do, but actually it can be a lot more simple than you are probably making it or you think it needs to be. And we need to start with a few tips and a few hacks. Step number one, if you are starting your coaching business, the first thing that you really want to do is get clear on your why. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, why do you want to be a coach? What is your reason for coming into this industry and wanting to start your coaching business? Because the moment that you know what your why is, the easier it is to compel that through every message, every content creation piece that you create, every conversation that you have with a prospective client, and every bit of work that you create. Clarity in your business is key, guys. Absolutely key. I couldn't stress that enough. One of the pillars for our Killer Coach course is clarity. It's like the key pillar, because the moment you become clear as a coach on who you are, what you offer, why you're doing what you're doing, how you want to help people, what it actually is that you stand to offer and who you want to be known for, you show up with way more confidence when you're speaking to people, and especially when it comes to selling yourself a little bit later down the line, but also you know how to create the relevant programs, offerings, and content that are going to speak to your client's soul because you're super clear on why you're here. It also really helps you to stay grounded at all times. It's really difficult as a coach. You can get super caught up on how much money am I making? How much is my success? How many people have signed up to my course? That we can sometimes really forget to just tune in and stay at home with our why. So the moment you know why you're doing something, so that might look like really wanting to help someone, really wanting to make sure that you're so passionate about supporting someone go from here to here. You know, I am so passionate about helping women light up, do what they dare to dream of, like even wanting. And like usually that's in the form of creating a business, but it could also just be vibing and becoming their best self and raising their vibration. I'm super passionate about that. So every time I have an obstacle in my business, I always come straight back home to my why. Your second step, step number 2, is do your research. Now, this sounds like a really obvious step. So many people just come into the industry with,
right, I'm ready to be a coach. I want to be a coach. I'm done. Let's go. Let's make it happen. What do I do next?
And they don't do the research around what it actually takes. So you're obviously starting your research because you're here, you're watching this. So this is a good tick box. You're doing your research. Who inspires you? What coaches have you seen thrive? And dig deeper. What have they done that's super great, that's made them successful, made them stand out? What have they done that you don't like? You know, what part of some coaching businesses have you gone, you know what, that's not me. I don't really want to bring that into my coaching business. Sometimes the way people sell things, sometimes the way they show up on their social media, you might go, nah, that's not really for me, to be honest. So you have to do the research around what you've seen works, what you like, what are the trends in the industry as well. There is so much out there, and I have a resource for you guys at the bottom of this video with our trends that we've seen happening in the industry of coaching, you know, the different things that are happening from on demand to video coaching to a lot more online, right through to what categories are growing. So be sure to download that. It's completely free and it'll be in your resource area. But what trends do you see in the industry just by looking at the other coaches out there? Where do you see a bit of a trend where there's a conversation or what's going on? So spiritual healing is a huge trend at the moment. So is female embodiment and really coming back into your feminine energy when we've been in years and years of masculine energy. So one thing I think I did that really helped me with my business and everything that I've ever done is I take time to really research what area do I want to be in, and also I research my people too. What are they struggling with? What do they really want help with? You know, my prospective clients, I'm always looking at them. Every time I put a bit of content up, I'm looking and going, did that do really well? It did. Why? I'm going to try that again. And then I start to notice trends of like, oh, people like content when it's all about this. They're the ones that go viral. So this is something that you want to do when you start your business, but it's also something you want to take note of so that you can do it throughout when you're running your business. You are always researching. When we finish a round of the Killer Coach course, we're always looking at it and going, what did everyone do? Who were the ones that thrived? Why did they thrive? What did we notice in this? What were people saying was like a barrier for them to join? Those people become your case studies and also your ambassadors for your next enrollment. So we're always researching. Step number 3, and this is something that I think so many people miss out on, but it's so fundamental and it's something we really take you through on the Killer Coach course, is check in on your own already career capital and experience. So check in on the career capital, skills, and experience that you already have. So what do I mean by that? So quite often people are like, I want to be a coach, but I have no idea doing what. The best coaches are the coaches who share what they've experienced or where they've already got capital. So for me, running my business as a coach actually makes so much sense because my career previously to this was in advertising and marketing and sales. So I had to train up an entire team of girls how to sell authentically and sell advertising space in a magazine. That was like my biggest, you know, the longest span of my career, and I'd worked my way up. I was managing the department, and I therefore learned the skills of running a business, training people up. I learned the skills of what it really takes to sell. You know, there are a lot of people teaching you out there how to sell, but I have 10 years experience in selling and also understanding that everybody learns to sell differently. So working with that many women taught me that. It taught me that people sell differently, and it's really important to own that difference that you have when it comes to selling. So what experience do you already have? What skill sets do you already have? What have you learned from all your previous jobs? My job before that was selling advertising space in a local magazine, and I had to go to random people's shops that weren't expecting me and walk in and be like, hi, I'm from this magazine. I wanted to come in and talk to you today about advertising. Like, they weren't expecting me. And I remember my old boss being like, that is going to be the best thing you've ever done. You've built up the skill set of being able to sell to someone who didn't even want to be sold to. Imagine what it would be like selling to someone who does want to be sold to. Really check in on the experience, the skills that you've already have, because great coaches coach when they've been through it, or they've already had the experience doing it. Step number 4 is get the relevant credentials behind you. Now, I am really funny about credentials and qualifications. Most of you probably would have figured out by now that actually the life coaching industry isn't accredited. It's not governed. So you technically could wake up tomorrow without a qualification and be a life coach. However, one of the trends in the industry also is that clients are wanting to know your qualifications, of course. Now that there's a wealth of coaches out there, you know, they're deciding who they want to work with based on qualifications. I am a big believer of getting your qualifications, of course, in your relevant field. But I also really believe that you don't have to get all your qualifications at once, and that you have a lifetime to build up your skill sets and learn more. And then actually, the more you work with people, the more you'll realize the areas that you want to go into. So one of the common mistakes I see amongst so many coaches, they spend years and years and years and money getting 100 different qualifications before they're ready to coach. And anyone will ever tell you when they've done a qualification, you learn on the job. So yes, it's fine to get your qualification, but it's super important to be taking action at the same time. And we find this with every single person that does any of our courses, but we've done so many case studies and questionnaires with the people on our Killer Coach course. 80% of them do their qualification whilst also doing their business growth courses. And they all say, every single one of them, you can see on all of our case studies, that had they not have been doing the business stuff at the same time as doing their actual qualifications, they would never have seen the vision and it wouldn't have come into place. They would have been doing their qualifications and being like, this doesn't make sense because I don't know what kind of coach I want to be. The Killer Coach course obviously gives you that clarity. Finding the right course for you I'm going to make that big and bold, is so essential. Finding the right course for you. Now that is based on the time that you have in your life right now to complete a course. Obviously the budget that you have to spend on it. Also take into consideration how you learn. So I am not great on a self-study basis, never really have been. I can go in and learn, but I also need the accountability. That's actually something we really learned with the Killer Coach course, and that's why we implemented in it that every week you get a coach, because we want to keep you accountable, because we understand that self-study courses are really hard to stay motivated once you've got over the initial excitement of starting. When do you want to get this qualification done by? Do you want it done in like 6 weeks? Do you want to do an intensive one, or do you want to spread it out across 6 months? There's no right or wrong. It has to be about what you want. And my last point, which is super obvious but really, really essential, and I see this so many times, is taking action, guys. If you want to be successful, you've got to get yourself out there. Have conversations with people. You never know, even if you don't have your website set up yet, your Instagram set up yet, you could talk to someone at the local coffee shop and tell them that you coach women to help them overcome their pain and trauma around food or whatever it might be. And that person might be like, oh my God, my daughter really needs that right now. And they might just resonate with you. That is something that's super important, is to get out there and to take action. The ones that thrive, I have seen it, trust me, I've worked with so many women, and the ones that thrive are the ones who are out there taking action, speaking to everyone, telling everyone what they're doing, getting on camera, doing that thing that they wanted to do, doing collaborations, going on IGTV lives, taking action on setting up their business, indulging in a course, signing up to a group coaching program, starting their Instagram. You can't get anywhere unless you start. So taking action, guys, is absolutely key. So there you have it, 5 steps that are going to help you start your business, really give you the momentum to get you out there and to get you on the ladder. It is time for you to take that action, get that clarity, really revel in your experience and the capital that you've already got. Do your research and get inspired by what's out there, because you absolutely can make this happen, and it doesn't have to be difficult. We make it difficult by looking for all the reasons why we shouldn't be doing it. So thank you. I hope that helped you guys. Please comment below, like the video, be sure to subscribe so you can keep getting more of my business coaching and manifesting coaching videos, and I will see you soon.